Having the Earnhardt last name, you're obviously involved with a lot of different things off the track, on the track, everything in between. What is the first thing you kind of dove into to where it felt like this is mine? Outside of carrying because you carry the legacy of your old man and you have the Earnhardt name, you're Dale Earnhardt Jr., the son. What was the first time you realized and felt like a sense of pride? All right, this is a thing that I see as like something I've done.
Probably Junior Motorsports, the race team that we have. We've ran in the Xfinity Series, which is, again, that's the kind of the college level. We've ran there for seems like 18 years, a long time. We've won 90 races, 5 championships. Me and my sister run that together, and she's hands-on. My sister is, she's tough, really, really tough businesswoman, savvy, and so like in negotiations, she never loses. That's her. And so she's tough. She knows what the value
that's badass.
Yeah, she knows the value of everything and understands what's realistic and just sharp. And so I'm very fortunate that I got her as a teammate. And so we have ran Junior Motorsports together. Our dream or our idea, the idea was that me and her would be involved at DEI, which was my dad's race team, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Our thought was that would be what we would do all of our lives, right? And so a lot of things happened. Dad passed away, and we ended up leaving the team over the course of 6 or 7 years, and so that didn't happen. And we started this other team and started it with one race car, 3 or 4 employees, very modest, and we've grown it into a really successful deal. We love being at that level where we graduate people up into the top series, right? So drivers come through our program, crew chiefs, mechanics, engineers, even people in our office, marketing, licensing, they all come and work at our business, get educated, get a great experience, get a reputation, and then they get a call from a cup team. It sucks to lose great people, but it's also like a big reward. Like we're doing it right. We're doing something right where people are wanting to hire our good people.
Right.
And so when a driver gets a phone call, they'll call me. I remember one guy called me and he's like, I got some tough news. He's like, one of the cup teams called me and I got to do it. I was like, that's not tough news. That's like winning a race. That's a victory for you, for me. That's why we did this. Well, I did this so that you would get this chance, not that you're going to be a career Xfinity racer for me, right? Hopefully, if everything works out, most of our drivers are only there for a year or two, and they move on to to the cup level and race on Sunday. And so that's a fun thing to do. I can look in the cup field today, the field that runs on Sunday. I can look in that field, and there's at least a third of the field that raced for me on Saturday.
That's big.
At some point in their career. There's mechanics, crew chiefs, tons of people in the industry that have came through our race team to get to the top level.
That's badass, man.
That's fun. So I'm proud of that. That's mine.
So do you ever want to get your race team into the Cup Series?
I do.
Yeah.
And so to race full-time in the Cup Series, you need a charter, which is basically a franchise. Think about it as like a franchise. There are only 3 dozen of those. NASCAR, there's an agreement between the teams and NASCAR that there is only a certain amount of charters. So to acquire one, you got to buy one from somebody, and they're selling for anywhere from $25 million to $40 million bucks. And so you got to buy the charter, and then you got to buy the cars. They're $350,000 a piece. You got to have an engine program. You got to upscale employees. So to race full time in the Cup Series, you might be able to do it on $20 million a year. So it's $100 million probably to get started, right?
Right.
To buy a charter or 2 and then have the funding annually to run at that level. You got to have a massive commitment from corporate America somewhere to be able to fund the team annually and long term. And so to go from where we are now in our business model is a massive jump and a huge commitment. Scary.
Sounds like it. Yeah. I mean, $100 million. To get started is wild. Yeah. Have you ever been close? Like, is anybody like
we've had some really
people
fun
come out of the woodwork?
We've had some really cool conversations with some. We had a conversation with one of the largest or most popular sports franchises in the country. So I mean, there's interest out. So the interest that I believe a team like mine or a person like me to be able to get into theirs, it's going to have to be like an investment firm or a current entity that's owning sports teams, right? And so, yeah. So
I think of a couple.
Yeah,
I can see a couple of my eyes right now.
yeah. And so there's interest. And the investment firm thing is kind of new, but it's gaining some popularity. There's been a lot of these sort of groups that have started to invest in race teams. So like certain race teams have taken on investors and sold equity in the ownership of the program. So that's kind of promising for somebody like me. That's like, hey, I know how to run a race team. Kelly and I know how to operate this thing and be successful. We know how to do it and not lose money. Mm-hmm. And we know how to be successful. We have a lot of equity in our name and our reputation. And so I feel like we're very appealing for anybody that's like, hey, I'm brand new to this. I don't know anything about racing, but I think owning a charter is going to be very valuable. So the charters have doubled in value annually. So like if you bought a charter 6 years ago, you might spend $6 to $12 million. Now they're worth $40 million, $30 million. I believe charters in 10 years will sell for $80 to $100 million a piece. So, I mean, I think if I was a person that had that kind of money to throw around, buying a charter or investing just in a charter, getting some equity in a charter would be easy. An easy yes, right? Because that is not going to lose value. Think about Dan Snyder bought the Washington Commanders in whatever year, 89 or whatever, for $600-800 million and sold it for $6 billion. And so NASCAR charters are similar, as they are a franchise, a sports franchise, and now they won't ever get into the billions, or maybe not even into the $500 to $700 million range, but they will increase in value from $30 to $40 million. Now, I think realistically, it's $150 million value. I would put that on. I would say I would confidently expect that to be the value of one in 10 years. And so why wouldn't you, if you had that kind of money, invest in it now? Because it
sounds like you need some Bussin' With The Boys backing.
Yeah,
you get a little
Bank of Bussin's open.
Yeah.
High interest rates,
yeah.
But the Bank of Bussin,
small investor.
Yeah.
This is our team.
We're talking about some
team back here.
We're talking about some serious shit.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
No, hey, it ain't happened yet.
Yeah, it hadn't happened yet. But
yeah,
that
but
is
true.
really
Congratulations
cool
on it happening in the very near future.
That'd be nice.
Knowing just very surface level stuff about those conversations, I know it seems like it's very hard to just even be in those rooms and have those conversations.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some fun conversations with some people that we're interested in, but it's got to be perfect. You can't. I'm not a risk taker with my finances.
Yeah.
And so like when I had kids, I was like, all right, I got to be a little smarter. Like I was going to bounce my last check. That was the way I was going to live, right? When I was a single dude just raising hell and doing my life, I was like, I ain't leaving shit behind. But then when I had kids, I was like, nah, it ain't mine no more.
Yeah.
This is all theirs, right? Now I'm spending their money.
It'd be a massive curveball for them sitting there getting the will read out to them. Like, by the way.
He didn't leave anything. He just
left nothing.
Gone.
And also, your guys' facility is so badass.
It is.
Like going out there, there's people out front waiting for you to just get done with work.
Yeah, you bring up the equity of the name, and it's like, we were there on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of people just waiting out there to catch a glimpse of you.
Tailgating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he's in there right now? Yeah. And we just walked in, you would have thought we were royalty.
I wonder, like,
oh shit,
Bussin' With The Boys.
You're
going on Dale's podcast.
I'll say this. I'll admit this. Your podcast and your brand is incredible. And do people not know where you are physically right now? Do they not? Or if they knew where you were, they too, and if they knew when you recorded, if it was a consistent, like, hey, we record every Tuesday, there would people be standing out there, like.
Well, we appreciate that, Dale. I don't know. I mean, there's been
a couple of people like this.
It's
not up there anymore. But we had a Tannehill sign. Like somebody broke in on one of our old places we were at, broke in and didn't steal anything, but left gifts.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Like I think they were wrapped too, right?
The best, those are the best breaking and enterings right there.
He would go to work. There's another cat. He'd be going to work and he'd notice that when the the doors slid up, he'd see the bus inside. He's like, so I know you guys have been here, and I was just waiting to get like an off day or something. He would just go and just sit and wait.
Yeah.
Rand
So he showed up and
Carthon
just kind of guessed.
ran when he was the GM for the Tigers. He just sent somebody over here one day.
Yeah.
He just
Like,
randomly.
oh, what's up? And we're like, oh, what's
Hey,
up,
how's it
man?
going? I was like, Rand told us we can come by.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. No
Yeah.
text or nothing. Just like showed up.
But
Yeah.
it is cool though. It was cool to witness. Just
Yeah.
people. I think that was during one of your guys' weekends too.
Well,
The race was in Charlotte.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that matters. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
comes into town, but they know we record on a specific day.
Yeah.
They know that
Is that each time you record?
every Tuesday. Yeah,
You got people sitting out
Yeah.
there waiting.
Yeah.
That is.
So they
that's
know you're
awesome,
just in
man.
there. But even your studio is awesome. Like I love the setup, the
You
backdrop,
walk in, you
all
got
the viewers get to see.
photos, the
the photos,
portraits of
But
drivers.
then there's the window with your dad's car sitting
Yeah.
right out there, and you can see all the guys working. Like it's an awesome
Yeah.
setup,
yeah. Thanks. I
Super
appreciate it.
clean too.
right?
For having
Really?
a garage.
Eat off those
Oh, yeah,
floors.
yeah, yeah,
So-
yeah. Yeah, the race
You
shop's
walk
gotta
into
be
my
clean.
garage right now. It looks nothing like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, not mine neither. My house is a mess.